Hey Weekend Hunters, welcome to the Weekend Hunt Photography YouTube channel. Now today I want to talk to you about Kase Filters. So this is the latest filter kit that Kase brought out with, and it is amazing. It comes with everything in here, obviously not the camera, not the glass, and not the knife. We'll get into that a little bit later. But it comes with 3 of the graduated filter and also 2 of the ND filter, and you got this really cool magnetic circular polarizer. Look at that. How awesome is that? One thing that I really like about the Kase filter is the material, the glass material. Now if you have one of mid-level or the higher level of Canon or Nikon or any other cameras like that, you want to make sure that you have a high quality filter. Please do not get one of those Amazon basics. At the end of the day, it's like putting a Glad wrap in front of your lens. I'm sure you wouldn't have done that, would you? I know I wouldn't. But let's talk a bit how these filters can help your photography. Let's start with this thing right here, or also called the ND filter. Now the 2 filter that come with the kit is the full stop, which is 10 stop, and also the 6 stop. Now this is the 6 stop, or also known as the ND64 and or 1.8. So all the glass of this kit is tempered. What it means is that it's shock resistant. So if you drop it, it's alright. And it is also, for that reason, scratch resistant. Yeah, we're good. That was actually the first time I tried that. I was pretty nervous, but no, it's amazing. Wow, this is crazy. Now, the other good thing about this filters is that this filter have been multi-coated, so that you don't have an issue with internal ghosting or those nasty reflection on the filters. And lastly, it has been hydrophobic coated, which means if you drop a water on it, all you have to do is just puff it up. And if you look at that, it's just a nice tiny bead of water. Now, instead of wiping it out, all you have to do is just spray it with water, and good as new. And this is really amazing, especially if you're shooting during drizzle, rain, and so forth. You don't have to worry about try to wipe it and then leaving stripes on it. So that's pretty much how the superior quality of Kase filter, and why I really like the Kase filter. But one other thing that really amazing about this kit is this holder right here. Now this is the circular polarizer filter, and what it does, it basically snaps into the ring, and from that ring you could put it into the square filter, and then you could operate the CPL using this wheel right here, which is amazing. So what I have done in the past was use this, just a normal circular polarizer, right? So you screw it on that, and then I have one of this Lee holder. Now trying to screw this onto a circular polarizer is like it's practically impossible. You see that the whole circular the circular polarizer rotates with the ring, so it is so difficult without touching the glass. And the other thing is, when I touch the glass, I will leave my fingerprints within the glass, which I really don't like. So yeah, it was really hard to set this up. I was almost never shoot a scenery with a circular polarizer and an ND filter at the same time. But I'm glad those days are gone. Now, with the K9 Wolverine series, if you look at here, you have a slightly wider base, right? Now, in the K8, they have a problem with vignetting. So when I shoot 16mm, you have this massive vignetting around the corner. But that has been fixed by increasing the size of the diameter, which was really simple idea, but effective nevertheless. So that's what that looks like. Look at that, how amazing is that? Now, if you want to take it out, as simple as doing this, right? Snap it back on, taking it out. Snap it back on, taking it out. This will save you a lot of time when you're out there. And if you do have a few lenses, I highly recommend to leave the ring itself in there and get one of this cap, right? And just like that, you're good, you know. And you don't have to ever take this out unless you need the lens hood. Unfortunately, you cannot use the lens hood and the filter here. But by having rings on every single lens that you have, every time you need to put the filter, all you have to do is snap the CPL, right? And whoa, just snap the holder. How long did that take you? You know, it's not even half a minute. It's how amazing this thing is. And obviously, if you got a tripod, it is much easier. So this filters here, what are they used for? Now, the circular polarizer filter, what it does, it reduces reflection or increase the reflection. Basically, it changed the way lights come through the lens. So if there is a reflection coming this way, if you rotate it the right way, it will take away that reflection. Now, if you rotate it the other way, it will make that reflection better. So how I use this, sometimes when I shoot in a lake and I want that reflection to be really obvious, I would turn it the other way around. Now, if I shoot in the forest and there is a little bit sun and I want to make sure I get that nice deep color in the leaves and the plants, then I would make sure I turn it in a way that it will take away the reflection. Now, with the ND filter, the job of the ND filter is pretty simple. Basically, to reduce light coming through your camera or lens and therefore your camera. And by doing that, you're able to do a long exposure in the middle of the day. How awesome is that? So, you know, a lot of my creative process, I would come to a place and, you know, it's very beautiful, but it has been shot so many times, and I want to still to be able to portray that nice, beautiful bluebird day, but with something different, you know, something unique. And this is most of the time how I would do it. I would use the filter to either smooth out the water, or sometimes by stacking these two, I was able to create a really long exposure, like 3-minute long exposure, and make that cloud like striking really striking like crazy, pretty much. Now, with the graduated filter right here, the main purpose of this graduated filter is to balance out the light. Now, if you have really bright sky and really dark foreground, this can help you even out. And what it is basically you got a dark top bit, and basically on the bottom bit doesn't have any tint. Now, this also work upside down for whatever reason. If you have like a high reflection or whatever, you could use it upside down. But very common way to use this is by having it like this, and to balance out the brightness of the sky with the brightness of the foreground. And therefore, by doing that, you don't have to worry about using HDR. You don't have to, you know, worry about stacking your photos and all that, and you have a much better quality photograph by utilizing that graduated filter for that reason. Now, if we take that one step further, you know, during a sunset and a sunrise, if you pay attention, actually the brightest part during sunset and sunrise is where the sun glows in the middle, especially as it goes behind the horizon. That bit in the middle is the brightest part, and usually the top bit is still bright, but it's not as bright as that middle bit. Now the foreground, because it is a backlight, usually is a lot darker, and therefore this particular lens right here is really filter right here is really awesome. And if you could see here, I'm not sure if you could see here, but well, you have a really dark tint in the middle, you have a slightly dark tint at the top, and you have no tint at the bottom. And I've tried it a few times during my trip around west of Canada, and it is amazing to use. Like, I just never thought it works that way. I used to always just use the graduated filter. But yeah, so there you go. Now the cool thing about this holder right here is that it has an option between 2 and 3 holder, so you could actually put 3 of this all at the same time. Let's do a little bit of demonstration. Now usually when I use this filter right here, there is a velcro right here, and you could actually put it onto your belt, or what I usually do is I would have a backpack with the waist strap, and I usually strap that in there, and I would have that hanging there, so it's very nice. Now the cool thing about this as well is that you have a tripod leg strap here, so you could actually strap it in the tripod leg. Now when you strap it on a tripod leg, it's pretty secure right there, but you have this leash that you could put around it to help it work as an anchor, and just like that, it works really well. Look at that. So when you shoot, it's really nice. You set up your camera, right? You set up your camera just like that, and you would have your filter right here. And usually sometimes if you have a smaller leg filter, it will do that, it will slide, but by putting this leash on the head, it will stay the way it is. And from there you could kind of look through it and then, you know, shoot at the same time. It is such an amazing invention. Now, so I already have the ring filter right there. I'm gonna put away this knife because it's dangerous, and I'm gonna put it here so you could see it. Okay, now, okay, and all you have to do is, if you want to use the circular polarizer, is all you have to do is to snap it back in there, right? And once you snap it back in there, this is how you put together the holder. Make sure it sits properly, and have 3 big screw. Boom, it is right there. And you could start stacking. This is why you shouldn't bite your nails. Perfect. Now you could start stacking your filter one after the other. And with the setup that I have at the moment, I can go up to 3 filter at the same time. So what this means is that if you have a really strong contrast, you could stack up your ND filter, or you could also stack up your graduated filter. Alright, well, that's it, guys. And you know, if you look through what it looks like right here, that is pretty much my setup when I shoot. Now this tripod is not really made for this big camera. Okay, looks like it stays there. this is pretty much how I shoot. I would shoot behind the camera like this with the back in front of me and my camera at the top, and I could mess around with that as much as I want, could move it back in and out. Now the good thing about this, if you need to turn your polarizer, it used to be very difficult, but now with this kit all you have to do is just turn this dial right here in the corner, and yeah, that is how amazing this filter kit. And this is why I move all my kit from the leaf filter onto the Kase filter. You know, as soon as I bought the leaf filter and used a few times, I started to notice that really fine thin scratches into the filter because it is made out of a resin. Now that doesn't happen with this one, and it is one of the reasons why I like to use this filter compared to the leaf. Alright, well, thanks a lot for listening, Weekend Hunters, and I will do more and more of these videos to help you not only to get better with photography, to understand all the different gears, but also to inspire you and to help you to fall in love with photography all over again. So make sure you hit the subscribe button and also turn on the notifications so you will be notified when I put this content out there. If this series is helpful, or I should say episode, if this episode is helpful, and let me know if you're interested to get a hand on one of those filters, because I could help you out. Until next time, Weekend Hunters, have a good day.